Good evening, Speed Gaming fans. Welcome to another exciting episode of SGLive 2024 Final Fantasy Randomizer Edition. Tonight we have a semifinals double matchup versus Ale versus Fryteeth and Wildham versus Phoenix. Should be an interesting match. My co-comms tonight is Fried Potato, and tracking we have Fabian Hawk. Fried Potato, how are we doing tonight?
Doing very well, very well. Glad to be here. Excited to help commentate this semifinals matchup between these sets of two racers, or two sets of two racers.
Yeah, it should be a pretty good one. I believe Wildham last match got a sub 44 on these flags, which is absolutely insane. It's the fastest run yet, so...
Wow, yeah, that is definitely a noteworthy time that I'm sure has got the other runners sort of a little scared, perhaps.
Right. I want to talk about these blur things we got going tonight.
Sure, tonight, as we can see, we've got an interesting starting party. 3 ninjas and 1 white wizard. The ninja's blur things, he starts with the key and has dual-wield knife. The white mage starts with a rod and has improved MP, a fantastic blur thing. Our other blur things, the fighter comes with a loot and has +5 luck. The black belt comes with the Oxyale and gives you 800 gold. The red mage comes with TNT and can equip gauntlets and helmets. And the black mage comes with a crown and gets +10 strength.
Yeah, so not too bad. Having a free key is always nice.
Oh yeah, lots of extra stuff you can do early with that.
Yeah, and that free rod is really great because once they get out of NRC, that's basically a free orb, and so that'll help them boost the experience bonus that we get from 50% from the orbs. So that'll be a good startup.
Definitely nice to be able to get the Earth Orb quickly before you do too much else, and yeah, carry that XP bonus through the rest of everything else you're doing.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I imagine they'll want to pick up that fighter if they ever come across it, and for that free loot, and then, you know, these have been black belt seeds for, I mean, this is just what they are. You know, grab a couple orbs, grab a black belt, promote first, and then pick up the black belt, so you can get the bonus MDef from the starting level, and then just, you know, find yourself a nice grind tile and swing away. So
very interesting. I wonder if we'll see a black belt early enough or at all, really. I mean, surely we'll see one somewhere, but whether or not they make that, you know, swap out depending on what they've got will be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be something to say for sure. Our runner should be starting any moment now. Looks like Wildham. Oh, and I think Wildham, these are sprites that were made by their children. On the Wildham
Fantastic.
side. Yeah, so looks like they're already planning to at least swap out one of the ninjas for a black belt, and then the other one is, you know, who cares?
Right, yeah, it may not matter what that third or fourth party member is at that point, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, imagine you want to pick up a black mage.
Definitely guaranteed access to some of those spells can, you know, be very important later on for sure.
Yep. And we see Harm and Wall, level 1 white. I think that was Ice 2. And Lock and Black level 1.
Ice 2 would be nice to have if they could use it right now. It doesn't look like they have any other source of real sort of damage output available to them.
Not till they get those ninjas to level 15. So I did see a hint there for the canoe down in Marsh Cave. So I imagine our runners will be wanting to beeline that as quick as they can.
Definitely get that canoe taken care of, gain you access to a few more places, you know?
Yep. Phoenix going straight for Canaria Lock. So was Ale. Finding that crown.
Definitely makes sense to me, you know, pick up hopefully some money, maybe some power to use and get through some more checks here.
Oh yeah, money.
Grab that vanilla incentive.
Yeah, money is tight in early game for these, so having that free key and having those 6 free checks is really nice because you really don't want to spend your time wasting walking around Toph if you can help it. So having that early gold is really nice. And picking
Definitely.
up a pro cape too.
Yeah,
It's not
very
gonna-
nice item to have. The protection, it gives definitely something, rather get it out of the way early and know you have it. You never know what these enemies are going to throw at you.
Yeah. Did not look like there was much of anything good in the weapon shop over in Provoca on Fryteeth's side. Mohawk Man getting in the way.
As he always does, I feel like.
So we're seeing Garland on Wildham side and the Pirates on Fryteeth's side.
It's going to be a lot of punches for these pirates.
Yeah, this could be a long fight. It's a rough early game with no sweepers and nothing early.
Right, yeah, no big power early, no big weapons, no big spells. You gotta just kind of push through with these punches and base level harm.
Yeah. And I believe that was the Adamant and the Crystal from the King and the Princess. And the Herb from Vicky. So those are some quick turnings we can do. Hopefully we can find some more classes to pick up.
Right, some fetch quests. Hopefully, allow your party to sort of shape up to something a little more, universal than his 3 ninjas and 1 white mage.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, being able to run and dodge everything is great, but if you can't kill anything, I mean, this could be a very long seed.
Right, you gotta take some fights at some point. You gotta get 4 orbs, and you're gonna need some levels to get them. So you can't just run away forever, unfortunately.
Yep. And I just seen on Ale's side the Canal and the Fighter from Latoya. And Wildham is also picking that up.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense, right? You get the loot, plus you get a fighter. You're probably going to want one for a while, especially if you don't want to end up doing that black belt swap. You're certainly going to want one later on.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We also, I think, saw a hint over on Fryteeth's side for where the floater is located, letting us know it's in Crescent Lake. So interesting to see when the runners head that direction. Floater definitely going to allow them access to quite a few places.
Yeah, I imagine with those hints, they'll be making a beeline for Marsh Cave on their way through Elfland to get to get to that Crescent Lake, and then it's a quick stop right down there to pick that floater up, and then the world is their oyster. So,
right, we can just hope now for a Marsh Cave that presents them somewhat of a challenge to get that canoe.
Oh, and Harm apparently is a level 1 sweeper. I did not know that.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. Definitely a little faster than getting through these otherwise would have been, that's for sure.
Oh, for sure. Seems like some of our runners also did not realize that Harm was a level 1 sweeper.
Yeah, there's a lot of flags, and knowing all of them is definitely, something that can take some time, how they all interact with each other, and even just work on their own. The website is fantastic at sort of explaining it, but sometimes you don't quite know until you run it.
Yep, no, for sure. And then sometimes the flags just don't work well together at all, and cause some serious bug defects.
Right, yeah, those unintended side effects, right?
Yeah, unintended side effects with the flags are there. I mean, it's inevitable to happen with so much code going on and so much different happening, but the devs are fantastic at fixing them up as fast as they can, so...
Oh, definitely. I mean, look, we're playing a NES era game, however many years later with so many quality of life improvements, alone, not to mention all the randomization code that's been added in to allow for these experiences. So, yeah, it's a wonderful thing. I know the devs work very hard at adding things and fixing the bugs that come up.
Yeah, indeed they do. That looks like the loot for sale, which, if all of our runners grab that fighter, we're not going to need to worry about that.
Yeah, a little $6.5 grand saved. Not needing to buy that as long as you pick up that fighter, which I would just for that probably, even if I plan on swapping out for a black belt later on.
Yeah, no, for sure. Plus that helps too, because then you don't have to look in shop items for that. And Lazy Dwarves.
Yes, take this to my buddy, just down the road here. Nice to have that with the key as well. Full clear dwarf while you're here. You don't have to ever worry about coming back.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Eric's giving you the chime, so that is a required item. So that's fantastic.
Yep, we're gonna need that to get into Mirage later on. Heading into Astos, it looks like on Frighty's side, and most of the other two are still in the dwarf area.
Yep. Chime picked up by Wildham, by Phoenix. I don't know Ale is making their way there now, so
Everybody will have that chime in short order. It looks like a lot of these early game checks, a little bit of crisscrossing paths, but everybody's going to do most of the same things, especially the way the seed's laid out. Heading to Marsh Cave to get that canoe, and then over to Crescent Lake for their floater, and that's where things will really start to open up.
yeah, we'll see a lot of divergence at that point. Oh, and the ship from Astos. I mean, that's nice.
Very nice.
We already know where the floater is, so I mean.
Right, yeah. I mean, I guess it doesn't actually save all that much at this point, since Marsh Cave is just down the road. So
right, and I don't recall where the ship lands if you pick it up in Astos. That's not one that I've encountered very often. So I would imagine it's probably at the Dwarf Dock, but it could also land at Elfland.
Yeah, and they will need that later on potentially to get to a few places that the airship just won't support, I guess. Although with the canoe, no, they'll have access to everything anyway. So yeah, they could just kind of forego that ship for the majority of the seed.
Oh, it's Elfland. Okay, thank you. Oh yeah, that makes sense because of open and extended open progression. I forgot. Yep, that does make sense. That's one of those flags that I just assume is part of the base game at this point,
Right, you run it so often. Most flag sets seem to have that cooked in, right?
Yeah, and then whenever you run a flag set that doesn't have open progression on, and you bonk off of that river, and you're like, huh?
Right.
Canoe picked up on Freitith's side.
Very nice, I
just missed what Ale picked up off of the herb. It was the rod. Okay.
Bad, definitely something you need, but unfortunately for these runners, they already had one.
Yep, so that's a nice womp pick up.
Yeah, but always the interesting interactions with the key items and the incentive checks. You can't really pass up most of the checks. You've got to get your go mode items, but a couple of them are going to have those things you already had because the game doesn't take them out of logic. So
yep, it is nice being able to logic break, but keeping track of, okay, what did I get when I first started? And, oh, there's a womp hint.
Yep, we already have that. Not going to be spending the money. We'll be able to avoid checking a shop, although I think they already saw that one. So, yeah, not saving them any time.
Yeah, and Fat pointing out, Harm 4 was available at level 3 White Magic, so that is a much better sweeper than Harm level 1.
Definitely, yeah, going to be the power. If the runners see that and grab it, definitely probably going to be the thing they're going to lean into for a little bit until they get a little more established party-wise.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we could find a black mage at some point along the way. And that is a black belt down here in the elves, I do believe. Yes, it is. A black belt.
It is, yeah.
It's hard to tell the black belt from the thief sometimes. So
I thought it was a thief. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
the sprites are a little similar there.
I think Freitith passed up on it, noting where it's at and possibly coming back after they get the promotion, I would imagine. It makes more sense to promote first and then pick up the black belt to get that bonus MDef, because with these flags, it's +3 on the black belt, but +4 on the master, whereas in vanilla, it was +4 on the black belt and +1 on the master, which is just, we're assuming with some kind of weird bug that the original developers Nasir made, but we never really know for sure. But
right, yeah, who knows what they intended so many years ago making it, or if it just was, perhaps an unintended side effect of something else, right?
Right. So most of our runners have either made it through Marsh or are in Marsh now, grabbing that canoe.
Looks looks like one of them picked up, or at least we've seen an X-Cal in the marsh. Nice weapon to get. Maybe you're gonna lean them towards the fighters. Although if they're planning on rolling the black belt, then it's just some money.
Oh yeah, that's a nice early money if you need it. And not having a starting knight, it's not going to do you too well until you go to promote, and promoting without levels.
Right now.
Yeah, promoting without levels is a little rough with buff Bahamut. So.
Definitely not something you can just rush down and talk to him to get that promotion like in so many flag sets.
Yeah. So yeah, Phoenix on their way out of Marsh Cave. AO also on their way out of Marsh Cave with the canoe.
The Freyteeth headed up and did the Matoya check, which they did not do earlier. Now going to head back down. I wouldn't be surprised to see them head towards the floater. Is going to utilize the boat. So that makes sense since they were so far north, right?
Oh yeah, much quicker. We're going to go check out the Melman continent first, it appears, on Freyteeth's side. AO about to get their ship from Astos. And it looks like Wildham is making a beeline for Crescent Lake.
I'm going to probably be the first person with their floater at that rate. Yeah, definitely prioritizing. It makes sense to me. He definitely was close and didn't have a lot of checks elsewhere to sort of tie up before getting that floater. So,
yeah. And there was a bottle hint on Freyteeth's side, but I missed where it said. Oh, and Thavian updated. It's Volcano. Yep.
Well, something you can grab as you swing through if you're doing it, or just pop in and grab if you think it's going to lead to something you want beforehand.
Yeah, with it being so far down, I'd wait until ready to take on carry.
Zombie you already have a lot of what else you need.
Ale finding a Bane sword and zombie detail in Northwest Castle. That's a potential grind right there.
Yeah.
It did not look like it was too thick, so. Oh, the confused old men. Fantastic.
I love it, having to chase them all down and keep track of which ones you've talked to, since they definitely like to shuffle around while you're trying to get to them all.
Oh, and that said Robot has the Mass Moon, and there is the Ruby from the old men and a Red Mage. And it looks like Wildham is debating on who to swap out for that. I believe the Red Mage gives us TNT, which is a wump, but that's black magic, so.
Yeah. Right, at this point it could be some very nice things. Magic. Yep. Yeah, get them buff spells, get some more damage output, especially just some sweeping type damage.
Oh, and that's the cube in Earth.
All right, Vampire gating the cube there. Gonna need that as well. It looks like we're just short the Octiale for access to all 4 orb dungeons that we need, and then that black belt that we've seen can provide the Octiale.
Indeed. So I would imagine if we don't find the Octiale, we do the other 3 dungeons, grab that black belt, do the grind, and then finish off with C and Topher. But well, it remains to be seen. It's just my theory.
Right, yeah, still a lot of options available. We have seen that one good grind tile already, so it could be a decision to make to just, sort of commit to what you know and don't worry about chasing unknowns and just kind of, get it over with and proceed. It's definitely something to be said for that, There's a lot of things out there that could be a waste of time. And if you're focusing on just your orbs, maybe you make up a lot of time over other people. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, imagine the runners will be stopping through and hitting spike tiles along the way, but I don't imagine we'll go out of our way to like more deals or something to look for that spike tile if we don't need to, since at least one of our runners know where the zombie pack is.
Right, yeah. No, you don't want to have to go too far to find your grind, especially since you're going to be checking, so many areas that do have those convenient tiles to sort of step on and check anyway,
Right. Wildham wants to take the scenic route. Also probably forgot that they picked up the floater.
They
didn't pick up the floater.
Oh yeah, has not.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that hint was for the Sarda Sage. So sages do lead to the floater, just in a roundabout way.
Very interesting.
That hint gets me more often than not. It says sages, and I see it says Sarda the Sage has the floater, but it's actually I read it as the Crescent Sages have it. So
right.
But Ale is making their way to Sarda as we speak. Phoenix trying to dock at Sarda.
If only, right? That would be a fantastic dock to add.
I know, right? Ale grabbing their floater, and I imagine will be the first in the air.
Yeah, right. Just a quick little trip from here, to the west, sort of. You go the long way.
Oh, and I missed it, but we do have an Orblet on Frycave's side.
Yeah, Lich going down really fast as he does.
I didn't even see Lich on the screen.
Right, exactly. Sometimes he's just there for the blink of an eye. First dungeon that you're, first orb dungeon in vanilla. So usually doesn't present too much of a threat, but with the scaling, you never know what he's gonna do.
Yeah. Well, him is in ice, checking some spike tiles. No warp or exit, it seems, so they'll have to walk this out if there's anything good in here.
Yeah, always a little bit of a feels bad not to have Telly Magic and you're doing the ice dive. Oh, and a womp.
Yeah, that's a womp. Well, that's a reset.
Yep, instant reset out, waste of time. But wanted to check, it's hard to leave those incentive boxes behind when you know they're there. So
yeah, and you're already over here. You might as well. Because, I mean, if it pays off big.
Exactly. I don't think he knew where the floater is at that point. So, hoping maybe to score it there and be in the vicinity where you need to launch it from anyway. And, a few good trap tiles to check as well. See if there's a good grind available to you. Something you can do now or later. It's definitely worth finding out about.
Yeah, it's nice to scout those out. So in case you find a nice eye or a nice agama, we know where that's at. We don't have to. We can skip all the other spike tiles on our way. So, fade and exit and life 2 at level 5 magic. That's rough.
There you go. A nice level once you get to there, I guess. But yeah, not going to have the kind of charges to use that lots like you would want.
Yep, and they've been pointing out that X cow is just money on Ale's side.
Makes sense, right? Dump it, buy some spells or some other things that you need, and not have to worry about it. If you're not gonna use it later on, money is definitely better.
So Phoenix picked up their floater, Fryteeth picking up their floater right now. Ale making their way down through Earth Cave, while Wildham trudges down the depths of the volcano, fading almost every check along the way.
Just looking for these tiles, I think, right? Scouting them out.
Yep. Well, there's an Agama, but not on a tile.
Unfortunately, right? Yeah. Just some elementals here so far, it looks like.
Gersharks. Yeah, it's not.
Gersharks wouldn't be so bad. Gershark, not so great.
Yeah. And not on that tile either. That's too far away.
Yeah, that's not one that's very convenient to grind on unless you're going to do the whole grind right now.
Yeah. Wildham going to walk out? Nope. We're going to reset.
Makes sense. Didn't find anything super valuable. Didn't find anything worth keeping. So just gonna reset and head on down to see what's next.
Yep. Appears we have 3 runners in the in the air. Ale being the first, followed by Phoenix and Fryteeth.
Yep, the world's their oyster now, and interesting to see where they go. It does look like Phoenix heading over to the waterfall cave, which we know the robot's going to give that Masa.
Which ones can Red learn? Who knows?
Right.
Nobody knows, Domino. I mean, there's charts out there, and I have a notepad, but it's on the other desktop, and I don't want to click over to it right now, so...
Yeah, that's definitely something I can never remember. Even when I'm playing the seeds, I struggle to remember after I've already seen which ones the Red Mage can learn.
Yeah. I know level 1 magic is 2 and 4 is out, and I think it's the same for level 3 magic. But after that, it's... who knows?
Oh, we see Wildtime coming back for Astos. Didn't do that earlier. Getting that boat that he needs.
There's a Thor Hammer pickup on Phoenix's side. So now they have a Ruse, a Masmoon, a Thor Hammer, and a Bane Sword.
Not a bad loadout, really. Definitely can get you going for a while.
Yeah, and if nothing else, it's all a whole lot of money. In case you need to buy some spells. Or you happen to see expensive pro rings in the shop.
Right, yeah, gonna buy up those. Definitely want to get as many of those as you can, especially since you don't know. You know, we haven't seen any ribbons yet, so.
Chat calling out Agamatile and Waterfall. I missed that, so I cannot confirm.
That would be, you know, definitely a juicy tile, juicy option to them. The Waterfall's not, you know, the easiest place to get to, but...
No, but that is a safe tile to grind on, so
right.
You just have to make sure you can walk it back out. Ale picking up their first orb. And looks like Phoenix is heading to grab their first orb as well. Fryteeth gonna make a go at carry here, I imagine.
And Wildheim gonna get his floater here in just a second.
I think Wildham just walked right past it. See if they grab it on the way back. That roost stick that's in Titans, Raven calling out.
Yeah, I think another runner as well also just walked right past it. Didn't grab the boxes there. Maybe just didn't feel like it's worth the time. Roost stick, however, very nice thing to have available to you.
Yep. Fryteeth resetting out of the bottle. I'm not quite sure if that was intended or not.
Well, maybe just, you know, knows that he's gonna, you know, can get the Oxyel, so maybe doesn't need what the bottle's gonna lead to.
That's true. They do know where the black belt's at. Probably looking for that defense sword or a ribbon.
Right, yeah, a little more safety.
There's the Womp key for Ale. And the reset out of ice. Well, the Agama has under 300 HP.
Well, that's very nice. I mean, at the very least, you're going to get a couple of these going through volcanoes, some nice XP sources.
Yeah. And Wildham in the air finally at 25 minutes. All of our runners in the air.
Nice. You know, a lot of options available to them all. But, you know, they all have kind of seen a lot of the same things. So they know where things are at, where their go mode items are at for the most part. It looks like Wildham doesn't have that cube yet. But I think gets that from behind the vampire here. So.
Yep. So they'll find that on their way through. Now, if you're Wildham, I think you feel a little bit behind getting that floater so late. Not quite sure if they've seen all the hints, but, you know, a lot of times those hints just kind of, they get faded out of your memory so fast, so.
Oh yeah, you know, you're seeing a lot of things and talking to, you know, just one NPC per town maybe. and trying to store that, and then to get rid of the ones you've already picked up. So yeah, juggling those hints and making sure you haven't forgotten one, or that you've gotten the ones and are following them as you need to, can definitely be a struggle sometimes.
Oh, for sure. Fryteeth taking on Carry right now. Oh, that was a nasty hit to the fighter.
Yeah, Carry being a little mean today.
Carry can do that. The last quad X from the red mage. Let's see. We've done two harm 4s. Let's see if we can get Carry down. There it is. Erase Terminator.
Yeah.
Second orb lit for Fryteeth.
Very nice.
Phoenix.
Love to see quad X skills.
Phoenix is on the speed bump as we speak, and being a little bit more difficult to take down. There it goes. Glitch down on Phoenix side.
Playing a little meaner, but still only has so much HP.
Yeah.
Wildham with his cube now, pretty much in orb go mode. That Oxyel's still out there somewhere, but I think everybody's seen the black belt at this point, so they know if they want to, they can just go pick it up.
Yeah, I imagine so. Fryteeth looking for the desert grind tiles. Seeing what we can find off the hard reset. I believe there's like 3 fights off the hard reset, which is not too far away from each other.
Nice to scout, yeah, some encounters, see if you've got a good one, a T-Rex perhaps somewhere in here to get a bunch of XP pretty quickly.
Yep, we're looking for that blue stake, but so
ever elusive.
Our Ankylos, Tyros, and our Ankylos.
Yeah, those R Ankylos are so sad to see too. They're like the worst option out of that.
We're seeing a Carry fight and Ale side. Carry is not playing nice, taking out both the ninjas. But Ale does have Fade, so never mind. There goes the white mage. We're just hoping for Bane strats, and Carry just knock him out.
Carry not cooperating with that Bane sword. Did not want to, let it take her down.
Yeah, it's nice when it lands, but when you use it too many times, it feels real bad.
I think Fryteeth is getting ready to switch out for a black belt here shortly, perhaps, or leaving a couple of his people dead and taking some encounters.
Yeah, probably grabbing some levels on that fighter to make it a little easier. Get him up to 21 so you can swap over to the black belt and immediately have punch cannon online.
Makes sense, right? Since the levels swap over when you swap, you can get the XP on a character a little easier to get it with, and then swap over to somebody who will put it to good use.
Yep. And I imagine they probably want to take out Bahamut as early as they can before grabbing that black belt too. So having a little bit of firepower on your fighter, you're really I can't even speak tonight. You're real damage dealer at this point. I mean, you got Fade, but not going to do a whole lot against Bahamut.
Yeah, you're going to need to make sure you can get into that Bahamut fight with enough sustained damage to take him down, because he is not going to just go down like you would like.
Oh, yeah. Well, those Tyros are giving out pretty decent experience with 2 orbs lit, so Tyros and sandwiches.
Yeah, 2 orbs and the less party members. So getting as much bang for your buck here as you can makes a lot of sense.
Then we're seeing a carry attempt on Phoenix's side. White mage down, red mage stoned, ninja down to the fighter man mode.
We see
I
the
missed
bottle
the tile on Wildham's side as well. That is the Agama tile
Very
in
nice.
waterfall.
All right.
And we know it's got less than 200 HP.
Wow, yeah, that'll be a quick, easy to kill him real quick. Just come back and zoom, zoom. We saw the bottle give the white shirt and a white mage, which I think Ale picked up.
Yeah, Ale has the white mage. I believe, oh no, white mage we started with.
No, he picked up a second white mage,
yeah.
from the bottle. An interesting choice. You know where Fade is and what level it is, so.
Yeah. And that's really the only early damage dealer we've seen, so it's not nuke, but close enough. Dollar store nuke,
Right, yeah, Fade will do work. It's sad that it's up there at level 5. You're not going to get quite the number of charges you want to be able to dish out, the long-term damage in fights, but it'll definitely do work.
Ale going through ordeals.
Yeah, maybe hunting for some more tiles. Wants to peek a few up here, see if they're worth the grind.
Yep.
Ordeal's definitely not a place I like to come. It's a little confusing.
Oh, that's right. We do have improved MP on the white mage too, so that makes it that much better having.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
we'll have substantially more charges than usual then available for that. Even level 5 Fade. So.
Yep.
Yeah, heads up then to take that second white mage. Definitely going to give you a big damage output increase right now.
That was the slab out of ordeals on Ale's side.
Interesting. So something potentially, of value. We'll see what that turns into.
Yeah. Defense sword would be the ideal candidate. Finding that Oxyale before having to pick up that black belt would also be very nice find.
Right, yeah, you get that orb out of the way and make sure you've got even more XP later on.
Yep. Yeah, because a 4 orb grind, and that's quite insane to see. Those levels go fast.
Yeah, right. Get lots of XP real quick, especially if you plan on going black belt. You're gonna want, all those levels.
Fryeteeth has that black belt at level 24 already.
Yeah,
his pick it up.
Was pretty. Yeah, I say while we were focused on ordeals, I think he just since he had his fighter as the only person alive, got it up to that level you were talking about, made the swap, and can continue the grind over here without having to bring down his other party members. So definitely, pretty quick way to handle the grind.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and they found steak and wings or sandwiches in that one quadrant, and those are going down pretty fast with a decent amount of experience. So we could see 42 before too long.
Yeah, you got Phoenix 2 orbs already.
Yep, and Phoenix finally getting Carry down. Carry is not playing nice this seed at all. Ale about to take on a buffed Bahamut. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, he's got double Fade and then the double ninjas. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this goes.
Okay, Stinger's not bad to see.
Yeah, definitely better than some of that big AoE damage he could be dishing out, or even just the punch that would probably take someone down at this point. Oh,
and there's the white. Oh, wow! What a
nice!
Clutch. That is insane.
All right, clutch Fade. Yeah, the double white mage Fade pickup doing work there for Ale. Had enough damage to take down Bahamut right before the party wipe. So rewarded with the promotion.
Yep, and Ale going straight for that black belt. Now they only have one orblet, but having, I mean, yeah, I do mean master. My bad. Having that orblet, only one orblet, they're gonna want to go take on. Oh, they're gonna go take for the zombie D tile. It seems.
All right, yeah, they're close by, right? They know it's there.
Yep.
Definitely something to be said for not having to hunt for your grind tiles. You know, a lot of times you spend some time looking. If you have already found one that could work, you know, maybe it's just better to go to that one rather than hunt around.
Yep, I've heard it time and time again. You take the grind that you find.
Slime's also available there. It looks like not a bad one. You know, a little more enemies to get through each time, but you know, a lot of XP. So
Yeah, slimes until you hit at least level 21 on that black belt. It's a nice party grind, and you have a mage stick and fade. So
yeah, quick clearing of them, nice. See, it looks like most everybody else probably gonna end up doing the sandwich grind. It looks like at this point, sandwiches and a little bit of steak here and there.
I think I see a black belt on Wildham's side as well. So it looks like everyone picked up the black belt. So everyone should have their Oxyel and be in go mode now, it seems. Well, Phoenix, I'm not too sure. Well, they're going to promote first. Okay, that makes sense. That added MDef, it may not seem like much, but you know, that could be the difference between being stone touch, death touch, whatever.
Oh yeah. Your magic defense, nothing to be shirked at in these flags or just in this game in general, with the number of abilities that the enemies can sort of throw at you, even the innocuous enemies that you're going to run into along the way. You know, you never want to risk getting a whole party messed up because of some status ailments.
Yeah. Blaze coming from Bahamut. On Phoenix's side. Stinger's good. We do want to see Stinger. And they don't have the double fade that Ale had, so we'll see how this works.
More on these melee party members.
There it is. Phoenix taking down Bahamut, promoted. Gonna go pick up their black belt. They know where a grind is at.
Yep. Right, just all the runners sort of in parity almost at this point with party members and knowledge.
Yep. So Wildham, it appears, is going for the Agama grind and Waterfall, getting their party Dan down.
Yeah, knowing that Agama tile's there, you know, quick fights.
Yeah, and it's very thin, so even without that Mossman, I think they could probably take it out pretty quick.
Yeah.
And there's the black belt for Phoenix's side, so all runners in go mode.
Very nice. It looks like 3 out of the 4 have 2 orbs. Ale still down the volcano. You know, we saw Carrie not playing nice early, so gonna have to make the trek back down there and take her on. But definitely will have probably an easier time of it now. You know, with the extra levels and the promotions done.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't catch what level they stopped at on that black belt. Menuing too fast.
Yeah. Right, these runners, you know, menuing definitely something that will save you time over the run, and some of these runners are very, very, very fast with that.
Oh no, was that a... Oh, glare, okay. I was wondering why they had reset out of that.
Glare, pretty mean ability there.
Yeah, Agamas are not safe then. Not without a ribbon. And Fryteeth finding the Womp Oxyale in Sky.
Aw.
Ale making a beeline for carry.
Yep, needs to get this down to sort of catch back up to the other racers at this point. Had to turn away earlier from a particularly mean carry.
Yep. It looks like they have their black belt. Ale has their black belt at level 21, so Punch Cannon is online, but it is not the Super Punch Wizard that we are hoping for. But imagine Ale wants to go take out a few fiends and then go take a grind.
Right, get some more orbs so you get that XP bonus to make the grind that much faster.
Yep. Oh, Mommy pack with sleep. That's very rude. Sleep and stop.
Well, that could be, that could be one of those disasters waiting to happen.
Like Phoenix is going to take on the Agama tiles as well.
Definitely makes sense, especially if he sees how thin they are. It's a very, very quick enemy fight. Not quite as safe as they could be otherwise, as we saw. But I don't think Phoenix knows that at this point.
Yeah. And there's another orb down for Ale.
Nice. It looks like heading to Sky right away makes sense. Just right north of Volcano, pretty much.
I'm not certain. I didn't see if Fryteeth took out Tia 2 or not, or Tia 1 or not. But I saw them in Sky. No, they got bounced. Okay.
Yeah, Tia was also a little mean this scene, so gonna get some more levels before heading back. Makes some sense.
Yep.
You know where your grind is at this point too, so you can just kind of, if you've decided 2 orbs is enough, you can just finish it off and go get your final 2 and go into Toph.
Yeah, with being so close to the Sky, it makes sense. Wanting to go try and grab that 3rd orb, make the grind a little bit faster, but
yeah, potentially worth a shot, right? If Tia had played nice, you'd have that extra orb under your belt and that much more XP during this grind, but it did not work out that way. Looks like the defense sword and the ribbon are going to be behind our final 2 incentive checks. I wonder if anybody will stop by the one in C and grab it on their way through, or if they'll decide they don't need it. Only one runner has the option of getting the slab at this point, and that is Ale.
yeah, and both are kind of out of the way, so unless you need to go to the Superstore, I imagine we won't be taking that slab, and I don't believe we've seen Ale translate that slab either. I don't think they have been back to Melman after grabbing that, so...
Yeah, that's a long walk, especially if you don't plan on hitting up that Superstore to fill out your spell slots. It's a long walk for no real reason at that point.
We're going to see dueling Tias and Wildham and Ale side screens.
Very nice. Big punches coming out. Oh, nice. Something I didn't realize. Life 2 functioning in battle in these flags. That's fantastic. Maybe the best healing spell in the game, in my opinion. Full life and, or full HP and the life spell combined into one.
Oh, yeah. Life 2 is a godsend for sure. No, Wildham getting bounced out of Sky.
Yeah, this Tia tonight. Tia and Carrie so far, bouncing a couple people each. At least once, it looks like.
Yeah, and one shotting that black belt from Tia on Ale's side too. And there we go, terminated. Tia down on Ale's side.
Fade spam for the win again.
Phoenix at level 32, and we're walking out. Phoenix says 32 is good enough. Let's go do this.
Not an encounter you probably want to run into as a solo character.
Yeah, this is not a good one. Not having that that full magic defense. This could be a rough one.
Yeah, and that Thor hammer, you know, it will do some AoE damage and whittle down some of those mummies, but not going to clear the whole thing out. Huh? It looks like Ale did translate the slab, went over and checked it out, and gets rewarded with the ribbon. So, you know, gonna be very helpful against that Tia, as well as other fights later on.
Oh yeah, for sure. Chat now pointing out Tia had Death Touch.
Yeah, so that ribbon's gonna come quite in handy, as well as
Death Touch
rings that the runners have seen and managed to pick up.
Death Touch confirmed. Okay. Yeah, that ribbon will definitely play. Be very
It's
important.
extra rude. She already punches hard enough, man. So she adds a Death Touch to it. That's just, yeah, kind of rude.
Right. Oh, for sure. Pry Teeth gonna make their way into Kraken. This will be the first view of Kraken we've seen so far. See how this goes.
All right, will Kraken prove as mean as the other bosses? There's going to be more Lich style this feed.
Yeah, Cheeky Bane, throw it out there. Doesn't matter, Red Mage down.
You tried. Oh, good hit from the ninja there to start it out, that's for sure.
Yeah, and Black Mage, the Black Belt, the Black Mage, yeah, the Black Belt punch is very effective.
Phoenix finally threw the mummies. Hey, and Kraken down. All right.
That's 3 orbs lit on Fryteeth's side.
Just one left. That mean Tia that we've seen so far. But, you know, Fryteeth going to be able to get whatever levels he feels he needs at this point if he's, you know, still feels like he's lacking any before heading up there.
Yeah, I didn't quite see where Fryteeth stopped at. I know Ale probably wants some more grinding done before they head into Topher. Both of them heading to their last dungeon. Phoenix slowly making their way out, having to fight through that Wiz Mummy pack.
Yeah, that pack, yeah, very, very slow to get away from or kill.
Oh, never mind the forfeit. That was an accidental misclick. Sometimes these things happen.
Right. See, Ale heading up to carry. Fryteeth's heading to Tia. Wildham still grinding on the Agama tile.
Yeah, it looks like Fryteeth's Black Belt is level 40. So they are very close to that 42 mark. So, Fryteeth in the driver's seat on the Ale versus Fryteeth side.
Definitely, you know, yeah, that Black Belt nearing critical levels, where he will just sort of unleash on pretty much anything you put him up against.
Oh yeah, big props to Thavian, by the way, for doing a four-person tracking solo.
Yeah, tracking even 2 is not an easy task. I can't imagine 4.
Yeah, this is pure chaos tracking four people at once.
Kraken giving Ale, not an easy fight here.
Okay, so while him starting the Agama grind, as Phoenix is going to pull into Kraken, and on the other side we see Ale solo white mage taking on Kraken. Can we pull this off again? No. Oh, swing and miss.
Oh my goodness. The bruises, he cast bruised several times, so.
Ale is playing a very dangerous
Oh
game.
my goodness.
Again.
I can't believe it. Yeah, the solo white mage kill again on, a clutch fight. Props to Ale, those fades coming in, doing a lot of work this seed.
I think Fade is the real MVP this seed. I'm sure Ale's feeling that at least.
Perhaps the MVP is that improved MP blur thing the white mage got, really,
Yeah, for sure. Having 9 charges of Fade, oof. You can't beat that.
Yeah, definitely, a little sad to see it at level 5, but with that blur thing, it didn't really matter, gave you enough charges to get through, as we saw several mean fights.
Yep. And Fryteeth heading into Topher at about 52 minutes and 30 seconds. First person into Topher. Ale still has to grind to get that black belt to a point where they feel comfortable.
Yeah, definitely gonna need a few more levels there before you can go in and decide to take on the Fiendry fights in Chaos here.
Yep. Ale trying to decide which quadrant is going to have the best grind. They'll eventually find the steak and wings and sandwiches that Fryteeth grinded on.
Yeah, it looked like there were a few spots that they could sort of hit that as one of their first few encounters there off of the reset, so probably won't be too long before he finds it.
Yeah, I believe the first 3 encounters are relatively quick off the hard reset, so if you can find 3 nice encounters and then you can do a hard reset, that's probably the best way to go about this one.
Yeah.
Okay, Ale looks like they're finding their grind. Just have to see how Topher plays out for Fryteeth.
Yeah, these Fiendry fights and Chaos all can kind of equalize out a lot of stuff. You never know which abilities are going to get on which ones and sort of how mean they'll be. That black belt is going to be dishing out quite a bit of damage, though.
Oh, okay, Fabian. Hard reset, soft reset on the first encounter, and then the second and third. Okay. I didn't quite see what the first encounter was. It must have been the fun place.
Yeah, it looked like, I think, they had the ankles on the first encounter in all the areas.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, and apparently we're past Lich on Fryteeth's side. Another speed bump down.
Yeah, 2 big swings from the black belt took care of Lich there. Unfortunate turn order there.
Ooh, white mage down on Fryteeth's side. I believe the red mage has life or life 2. Maybe not. Or maybe Fryteeth is just saying let's go with it. Those might be locked levels, actually.
Yeah, just willing to give it a shot rather than reset. Definitely, that black belt is very, very strong, so it's definitely feasible to get through the rest of these fights.
Yep. Yeah, and you're already through 2 fiends, so you might as well.
Yeah, you hate to reset and lose that progress just because of some unlucky targeting, perhaps, and definitely willing to see it out. And if it works out, then you're golden.
Yep. Oh, and there's cracking down on Frighty's side. So
Yeah, these fiends
tier
not
2
sticking
left.
around for long, right? A couple hits is all it's taken.
Yeah, these are 2 separate matches. Ale versus Fryteeth, Wild Ham versus Phoenix. Winner's side is on the upper bracket. Winner's bracket is on the right side. Lower losers bracket is on the left side. These are the semi-final matches, and I believe the loser of Fryteeth versus Ale will fight the winner of Phoenix versus Wild Ham. So this is a very, very interesting matchup to see.
Yeah, these runners are potentially not the last time they're going to see each other in this tournament, depending on how things shake out.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Fryteeth all the way up to Chaos here.
Lock 2 and punch. But all we can do at this point.
Right, just gotta swing and hope you connect for the damage you're looking for.
215 from Chaos, but 10 hits for 555 from the black belt. We're gonna go heal pot strategies. There's a nuke coming out of Chaos. That red mage won't last. Another nuke. Oh, Blizzard. 4 HP on the red mage. I got one more heal pot off. Nope, there's the nuclear. This is a hold A and pray, and there it is, terminated.
Hey, there you go. GG's Fryteeth.
GG's with an official racetime.g of 57 minutes, 59 seconds.
Very nice. Sub 58 just barely. Sub hour, gotta feel good.
And we are joined in the booth by Fryteeth. GG's Fryteeth.
Thanks.
Jeez.
So how did you feel about that one?
Honestly, not very good.
Yeah.
I guess we got away with it.
Yeah. I'm imagining no one feels good about this one. This was a very rough seed to watch from all 4 sides, so I can't imagine playing it.
I mean, the seed wasn't. I honestly didn't think it was that bad, other than everything in Sky having a script. But I felt behind, and that's why I went for it's something I've done. Go get to level 32, take the black belt solo up through Tia, get the 3rd orb, and increase the XP on the grind. Didn't work so well today.
Yeah. I don't recall, did you happen to stumble across the Agama tile?
No, I have no idea where that was.
That was in Waterfall, but it had a script and it was not very nice. I believe Thavian said it was, I don't even remember. Oh, glare, poison.
Yeah.
Glare and poison. Yeah. So it was not safe, although it was very thin. So I think the play of grabbing the desert tile grind was definitely the way to go for this.
Yeah, with 3 encounters that quick off the hard reset, it's always a safer grind.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I skipped, Bottle, Waterfall, Lefane, Ice, Ordeals, Sea, Sky, Volcano incentives. I mean, when I pulled that cube out of Earth, I was looking at my tracking sheet because I do my tracking on paper. I said, yeah, I don't need anything else.
Yeah, you know where that Oxtail's at, so.
And I said, I'll just.
13 boxes.
What's that? 13? That sounds
13,
pretty
yeah.
typical for me. But I said, we'll check the sages because I'd still like to have either a red mage or a black mage, and just in case they have the ruby, which I know will get me the floater.
Right.
But after that, I was done checking
Yeah,
things.
seeing that ruby, knowing exactly where the floater's at.
Yeah, it wasn't a good feeling when Carrie took out the white mage though, because I don't have any memory if life was red mage learnable, but I never went back for it.
I don't think that it was. but I can't remember. Third slot in level 4, and second slot in level 5. I don't remember if those are learnable or not.
Yeah, I never even checked the level 5 magic. I don't even know if I think I went into Melman maybe to check the hint and just to save once, but
Yeah.
that was about it.
Yep.
Yeah, some rude bosses across the sea, definitely bouncing some people a couple times, as we've seen.
And yes, life was red mage learnable, so that would have been nice to have, but
Okay. Yeah, and I saw your white mage go down, and I was like, "Oh, this is not good. That red mage needs to stay up." But then I didn't recall that if you had picked up life, and when I seen you just going, I was like, "Well, okay, they're just gonna go for it and hope for the best." And yeah, sometimes it works out. Meanwhile, we got Ale through the speed bump in Topher. Phoenix is also pulling up across the speed bump. Phoenix took the Agama grind and got very lucky.
Yeah, not seeing that script and just getting, the levels without being forced to reset.
Yeah, I don't know that they got ambushed once, having that thief in the top slot.
yeah, I mean that sandworm grind wasn't that great either because they had rub and other things.
Gary too, not playing nice either.
I'm taking down one on Phoenix's side and one on Ale's side so far. And the white mage on Phoenix's side, we know that is a problem. Oh, Ale also white mage and India down.
Yep. Down to Master Black Wizard. Moving some items around. Party.
Phoenix hitting Kraken for 2,800 damage there, and goodbye they go.
That is some hit.
Yeah, when you're looking for the black belt swings, those are the numbers you want to see, is stuff that big. There you go, another one shot on Tia, 2,200 damage.
All right, Phoenix about to pull up to Chaos.
Yeah, I imagine it'll be similar, essentially, to Friday's fight. The black belt just going to dish out some damage.
That red mage only has fast, and it didn't even get fast off.
That's unfortunate.
Hold A and pray. Oh, Chaos throwing out a stun.
That's a problem.
That's a nuke and a nuclear. And crack. And Chaos taking him down.
That was definitely some unfortunate luck with that stun landing there.
Yep.
And just, completely neutralizing anything Phoenix could do with that Chaos fight.
Yep, Phoenix going back to grab life too. Makes sense. If you know where it's at, you want to grab that before you redive.
Yeah, right. At that point, you're going to shore up whatever you thought you were lacking and head back in, right? Especially since it's something quick enough to grab like that.
Yeah. Alright, Ale pulling up on Chaos. Looks like they're going to get their fast off. And a lock too. Alright, nuke coming out, taking away that black mage, but that's alright. We got the fast off, we got the lock 2 off. Ooh, and we're stunned now.
Top again, yeah.
This might be a repeat of Phoenix's side. Yep.
Indeed.
Ale bounced out. And
Stop doing work. Just, especially when you've just got one person doing damage, stop's just going to shut you down.
and that'll be a forfeit on Ale side. We are joined in the booth by Ale. GG's Ale.
GG.
Yes. GG's.
Now, saw you had quite a few clutch plays with that white wizard.
Yeah, I kind of went sideways after the initial carry one wipe, so at that point I knew I was behind, so I figured let me see what I can do to at least try to salvage back some time, and then couldn't find a tile to grind on, so I figured I'd lean into the fade / casty strats, and saw Fry Teeth done when I was trying to get my grind off the ground, so I figured, let's just go to 32 and have some fun at this point. But yeah, white wizards with improved MP are pretty nice.
Oh yeah, that was definitely the MVP for this seed.
Yeah, seeing the multiple boss kills with just the one white wizard left casting was pretty fantastic.
We got to do it for the audience, right? We got to give them that excitement. We got to bring in that suspense, like, oh my god, is he gonna get the kill? It's all for the fans.
Oh, you had me at the edge of my seat, so
Yeah, definitely that Bahamut fight and with T as well, right?
yeah, I believe so. All right, Phoenix is through carry 2. With life and life 2 in tow.
Very nice, better setup than any of the previous attempts through this far. Carry 2, taking down a couple of people for everybody so far.
Oh yeah. Carrie did not play nice this seed one bit.
No, yeah, she did not want to give up her spot or her orb earlier.
Yeah, we're getting fade off on Phoenix's side. Getting that fast off. This should be cracking down. Yep, there goes cracking.
Very nice.
Ooh, that was a big hit from Tia.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
surprised nobody went down. Luckily, the targeting of it was, about as well as it could be there for that amount of damage.
Yeah, that's okay. Master getting their revenge. Taking Tia out in one hit.
Yep, very strong already. That fast spell on there as well. Just, gonna guarantee you're able to take her down.
Alright, wow. Chaos round 2 for Phoenix and all party members up. Should hopefully go a lot smoother.
Yeah, definitely gonna have a little more options if that stop does come out early and shut someone down. It shouldn't shut everyone down this time.
Okay, wall and fast coming out. 17 hits. For 10, I think it was 1024.
I love that, right? Definitely closer to the numbers you want to see when you're trying to get through this.
18 hits for 1122. Now comes the Blizzard from Chaos. Fade coming out. Okay, and we're gonna wait punch. And down goes Chaos on Phoenix's side.
Very nice. GG.
An official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 18 seconds. And prior to the race, Phoenix did say that they would not be able to make it in for an interview. Not sure if that has changed.
Nope, does not look like it.
Nope.
Not going to be joining us due to other obligations, which is understandable, but definitely a great run. You know, we saw these bosses give every runner some difficulty at some point through the seed. You know, a lot of one-hit punches that just would take somebody out, some important person.
Yep.
Now we got Wild Ham just grinding to his heart's content, getting that black belt up there.
Yep, I believe I saw level 30 there. It should not be too much longer.
Yeah, a little rough, I believe. Wild Ham, unfortunately, you know, had a rough carry fight when he went to Choco try to get that orb. So still down an orb, I'm sure, over what he'd want to have grinding at this point. And 2 more orbs still needed, it looks like, before he's able to head into Topher.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wild Ham, unfortunately, having a series of unfortunate events, so to speak. You know, these seeds with the randomization of enemy scripts and just what can happen, you never know. You know, what you're going to run into in some of these longer dungeons, and the risk of wiping and losing a lot of progress is real kind of at any point.
Oh, for sure. All right, so we're gonna look at this bracket here real quick. I believe Fry Teeth will move on to face. Oh wait, no. Ale will move on to face Phoenix in the lower round, and the winner of that matchup will actually be taking on Fry Teeth. So we could actually see potentially a rematch between Fry Teeth and Ale here. How do you guys feel about that?
I think it's great. I think this is our Tournament of Champion round 1 race, that best of 3 that we never got to do. So I'm hoping to bring it back and beat Phoenix, and then come back and win the next match, and then maybe force I guess what could have been a game 3.
Yeah,
I guess. I guess that would be fitting. Since I had to drop out of that, but I mean, either way, it's going to be tough. Yeah, this has been a tough bracket, this whole tournament.
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah, chat. No forced full casters. There's always at least a forced melee and a forced caster with these seed. So
Yeah, at least
How
those
did you-
silver swords were for sale in Canaria.
I was hoping for silver daggers with the dual wield knives. How did you guys feel about the triple thief start?
I mean, I don't mind it. I think this is the second time I've gotten to one of those starts. Because early on, I don't want to fight anything. I just want to run from everything. So with that party, you're getting away from everything.
Right, that's almost a guaranteed run on the first turn. So
Yeah, same idea there. It's early magic left a lot to be desired, but when you have 3 people who can swing, I don't know what, all but one weapon in the game, I feel like you've got good odds against all the starting mobs, especially starting at level 10. So
yeah, the starting magic in this was something to be desired for sure. Harm, I think, was the only damaging level 1 spell that you had access to, and then level 2 didn't have anything either for that white mage, so
Yeah, that's why I went to Provoca first, just to see if there was something better there, which there wasn't.
Yeah,
You're
it
always
didn't seem-
hopeful, right, to get some clutch level 2 spell when the level 1 spells fail you, but this seed did not deliver, that's for sure.
Valham at level 41. Gonna go pick up the party,
Makes
and then
sense, right?
climb Sky Tower.
Yeah, hopefully not going to run into the issues that we saw earlier with some super mean bosses. At this point, you got some levels in that black belt. Probably going to one-shot the Tia once she gets up there.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hop off. I need to get to bed because I've got to be up in about 8 hours. So, thanks for the comms and tracking and the restream, and good luck, Al, and next round against Phoenix, and looking forward to seeing one of you in the finals.
Yeah, GG Frighty. Appreciate a race. I don't think we get to race each other as often as we should or could, but it's always a challenge when we do. So hopefully I'll get to see you in a couple days.
Sounds good.
Have a good night, man.
Good night.
GG's again. Looks like Wildham's heading into Volcano here. I don't remember what was down here that may be desirable at this point.
Oh, the bottle is all the way down at the bottom. Maybe looking for some quick free XP boxes? I'm not too sure. Looking for a ribbon, maybe?
Yeah, maybe the ribbon. That's what I would be sort of. If I'm searching for one thing right now, I think it would be that ribbon. Oh yeah, which we know is the slab. Yeah, so.
Oh, the defense sword would have been in C. Okay. Yeah, and it's probably not going to go for that.
Yeah, at the point all the runners are in there, right? Not a real reason to go out of your way looking for that.
Oh yeah, Ale, did you happen to stumble across the Roostic that was in Titans?
No, I thought about checking Titans and ran past it and figured, I'll find something at some point. And by the time I needed to find something, I knew the defense sword was in C, and I was like, we're just going to punch things.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I believe Phoenix found that, and I want to say Phoenix might have been the only one that found it.
Yeah, a lot of people just kind of avoided that. Walked past those chests, the start of things, given, the floater, I think, probably pushed a lot of people away real quick.
Yeah, this flag set's very precarious, and I say that as the person who crafted it. It didn't seem to be as black belt / master heavy in Lefanian League where we initially ran it, as it turned into here in SGLive. But it definitely rewards, knowing that that's going to be your end game. It still rewards the gamble plays in the interim, I checked these boxes and I got lucky and I found a ribbon, or I found the Roostic, or I found the bonk. Or really anything that'll make your early / mid game easier, especially if you say you start with the promoted fighter and pick up the X-Scout early. You've got options at that point. So a lot of it kind of hinges on leaning into pure black belt strats, where it's the only boxes you care about are the incentive boxes, versus I'm gonna pick up boxes on the way and hope I get something good in there, and if it does, I'm gonna save time in the long run. And if I don't, then I've just cost myself 30 seconds to a minute in routing and boxes and extra encounters. So it's a very precarious balance that you got to run in these flag sets.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
very.
it's interesting to see how they play at the early, mid, and late game, really, because there's sort of 3 different points, really for these.
Yeah, that was kind of the idea behind the initial flag set too. Like, I wanted to try and simulate a diversity of choice. So, like, you find different characters. Is it easier to go through and pick up characters, or do you want to pick up characters if you find out, oh, well, I haven't seen this key item yet, let me go back and swap somebody out to pick it up. The other big thing is, you're starting at level 10, so it takes a lot of that early game RNG out of it to try and simulate, starting something midway through that you've kind of like just been thrown haphazardly into. So the nice thing about the characters starting with the key items is that it effectively turns locations into dud locations if you don't find a hint for them. And I'd much prefer hitting a dud location than hitting something with like a 2 loose flag set. So
Makes sense. A lot of choices, gives it makes seeds interesting, right? The runners can choose whether or not a meta develops sort of like this has really with the black belt master later on. There's still lots of options, sort of getting to that point, right?
Yeah, and I do enjoy the aspect of the starting items allowing you to break through logic, especially if you get some really good hints, knowing that, okay, I can skip ice, I can skip marsh, I can skip ordeals, because those are all dud locations, and then hopping across the canoe and the floater really early, and then you're just, starting with a loot, finding the key early, and you're just kind of looking for that oxyel, that cube, the rod, chime, and I do like the logic break aspect of it. It's not something seen in most seeds, since the logic for Final Fantasy is very set in stone on where you can get to and where you can't get to with the items you have.
oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's a different way to play the game, and I think that's why it's gotten such a good reaction between Lefinian League and then here with SGLive. I think it's one of those things where it allows you to, if you want to just follow like the fetch quests and go to your incentive locations, you can, but you can also leverage the hints. You can leverage the recruits, and you can kind of break logic and see how quick you can get away with doing things in a seed. So I like that it gives people options, and I think it's a neat little different way to play the game.
Yeah, definitely. It's been very fun. I played these when it was first announced that they were going to be the SGL online seeds, and I played like 2 or 3 of them that night, and the first one was really rough, but then after that I got a feel for what they were like, and mind you, I'm still new to this, so black belt strats are just kind of a mystery to me, slowly getting the hang of it, but I really enjoyed from the get-go, once I understand what the seeds or the flags were about, so it's definitely been a lot of fun. So thank you. Props to Ale for crafting these flags. That is a katana and a ribbon just pulled out of greater than less than room, and I believe I also saw a power bunk pulled out of Mirage 1.
Definitely, yeah. Some nice loot there. I'm sure anybody would have been happy to have gotten that earlier in the seed, but not sad to have it now.
Oh damn, giving us a show.
So just what that black belt can do, loaded up like this, right? Shout out to these sprites again; they're all adorable.
Yeah, I do
Don't really
believe.
know what they all are, but they are cute.
Yeah, I believe Wildham stated before that their kid had actually created these sprites for them. So
That's
very
fantastic. A wonderful thing that the randomizer lets you do, import your own sort of sprites. Very neat little saying quality of life and cosmetic customization you can do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Somebody also pretty new to the randomizer, all the cosmetic options like that are definitely one of those things that I find very fun. You know, the new music tracks that are in right now, and just all the silly little things you can do like Team Stake. Very fun ways to just enhance your own experience playing this however you like.
Yeah, and I believe we saw. I'm not too sure if we saw it on all the runner sides. I just kind of fade past it at this point. But Map Dirt being one of the newest fun percent, googly eyes on Temple of Fiends. It's fantastic to see.
Yes, yeah, right. Topher looking at you.
Yeah, the devs have done some amazing work with this randomizer. I know I peeped in on it a few years back, and it is so much different than it was then. I think it was 2020, maybe 2019, whenever I had first stumbled across it, and then I played a few seeds on my own, and then I just moved on to something else, and because it didn't quite feel too much different than the vanilla game, but it is something incredible to look at now. And actually, if anybody here is new to the Final Fantasy Randomizer scene and wants to get involved, they can go on to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. There are links to the wiki, links to the Discord. There is a duck program that happens in the early spring, I believe, that will actually teach you how to play the basic seeds, the basic flags, get you started, get the ball rolling. There are community asyncs that you can join, and the community is very open and very knowledgeable, and they will help you learn anything that you need to know to play this game. And I've heard it a few times. A lot of the veterans want to see new ducklings come in and beat them, take their times down, give them a challenge. So if you're new, you want to check it out, come on down.
All right, competition breeds competition. Everybody playing at those levels. I've come from another randomizer recently and sort of the same experience. It's always wonderful when the competitors want the competition. Doesn't matter where it comes from, really. Excited to have up and coming people learn, in order to sort of beat them, because it pushes them that much further as well.
Yeah, for sure. Competition is always great, and it's a fun, friendly competition. So
yeah, this community is definitely rocking. A lot going on. A lot of ways you can play this randomizer. These are just one variation of many, many options that you can set up for sort of how these seeds play out. So there's something here potentially for everybody, really.
yeah, and Fall League coming up. There'll be each week we'll have 4 weeks. There'll be 4 weeks where each week we'll have a different set of flags. Teams running, competing against each other. Be very interesting.
Yeah, I've messed around with a few of those flag sets. They're very fun. I'm excited to see sort of how the Fall League shakes out and who shows up in it.
Yeah. Wildham going for Bahamut now. Just going for all the plays.
All right, all the checks, get all the things. Gotta feel good to one-shot Bahamut there.
I was gonna say that's impressive right there, considering what we saw on everybody else's screens that took on Bahamut.
Right, Bahamut was not prepared, I think, for what Wildham brought down to his cave tonight.
Appreciate Wildham slamming his airship into Melman. The quality skill he picked up at the Ailmark and Airship Landing School.
Yeah, I think I enrolled there as well. I do tend to have problems landing where I need to. Love crashing into towns.
Easier than it looks, too, I think, to just, smash that airship right down into a populated area.
I'm not sure if you guys picked up on what Wildham just did, but he swapped out his 40-something black belt for a ninja because
I wondered if that's what happened.
Yeah, he's making a statement right here, and I appreciate it.
That's fantastic. Going back, is this the starting party again?
Almost.
Oh, Black Raven's got a much better option at this point, right? You want to get that fast and temper available if you have them.
Grabbing all the spells.
He's got, plenty of money to throw at those spells. He's going to head over here, probably turn in this slab, I think, right? He did the translation there, so going to get this item here. What did we see? The white shirt from the fairy. Oh, no, head to Onrak.
Yeah, we're gonna swing at Kraken a few times.
Yeah, I can't imagine Kraken giving him the kind of trouble the Kraken gave him and some other runners early in the seed at this point.
Oh yeah, no. 2 ninjas. I think one of them wielding a Mossmoon and the other one wielding Cat Claws, maybe? I didn't quite catch. I saw Cat Claws in the inventory.
Yeah, he might have. He does have that katana as well, I think, still.
Oh, we're going to Mermaid side. We're gonna
Get this defense sword, right? That's what we decided was here?
possibly carbonate some mermaids. Oh,
They're
we're
so
going straight.
happy about it being carbonated.
And there it is, the defense sword. So we're got a Vorpal and a katana equipped on the ninjas.
There you go. Not sad to have that kind of weaponry.
I was fine walking through that door on the side tile. It was very strange to me.
Yeah, you can do some funny things with that door, right?
Yeah.
Some out of bounds glitches going on there.
I did it. I walked through it on accident the first time recently, and I was confused about if I just broke something. But then I went back through and did it again. I was like, okay, this must be normal. I never realized that there wasn't a wall on that left side of that door.
Yeah, it's very strange, right? The way it interacts when you walk through that way, especially if you don't just go straight forward.
Yeah.
All right, Kraken, gonna have a bad day.
Yeah, Wildham taking some revenge out. And 1 ninja down.
Kraken's still doing what Kraken does.
And it's for 575. That's with the katana -2, I believe. There goes the Black Mage. Kraken trying to take the other ninja out. Not doing so well.
Yeah, trying but not succeeding. There goes Kraken for Wildham.
Yeah, and Should be the fourth. Yep, that is the fourth orb lit for Wildham. So they'll be heading on into Topher.
Fantastic. Going to give us a little different show than the other runners since he did switch to that double ninja setup. So we'll get to see a little different setup during these fights.
Yeah, proving you don't need a level 42 black belt to take out Chaos in these.
Right, certainly. Lots of parties you could probably configure going in, especially once you've looted everything and sort of have all the options available to you. You know?
Certainly.
No map dirt for Wildham, it looked like.
Oh, that is sad.
Yeah, definitely another one of those fun flags. Fun to just turn on. Doesn't really impact you, but gives you a nice little something to see when you fly by.
Oh, that's a vanilla phantom.
And throwing out the rub, being rude.
I didn't even catch that earlier that a phantom was there.
Yeah, neither did I see that for the runners. It's a funny thing when you get the vanilla trap tiles.
Not sure if I was an accident reset out.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to burn whatever life charge that was. Wanted to make sure he had it in the tank. And since he hadn't fought any fiends yet, thought let's just do a reset.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Although I know I've set my controller down the wrong way before. And also, just reset right there.
Oh, yeah. That's always feels bad.
Especially with this one, because I feel like of all the randomizers out there, this one, is fairly reset heavy because you're manipulating your steps, as often as you can to save some time, and so you want them down to generally fairly accessible buttons.
Yeah, and a lot of other games I tend to enjoy playing with the triggers, and I have the right and left trigger set as my reset buttons and power buttons, so hard for me not to sit there and play with those and reset my game out.
Same. I've had to adjust my hand position for this randomizer specifically just to avoid that. Yeah, because you get a little fidgety and those buttons, a lot of times don't do anything or don't do anything major in games, so you can spam away, but not this one.
Yeah, and I thought about switching it to the X and Y buttons, but then I'm like, I feel like I would accidentally hit that more often than not, trying to hit the A and B buttons. So
yeah, I agree. With my big old thumb, I know that would be happening. Trying to do stuff.
Right, especially reaching for the start button. Oh, and that's a speed bump down for Wildham. See how Carry 2 plays. See if Carry 2 is a little bit nicer.
Right, Lich and Lich 2, the only bosses really, sort of being the pushover this feed for anybody.
Yep, playing to their namesake.
Yep, yeah, never really too much of a struggle.
Okay, we're getting a white shirt and a power bonk. And I believe that was a fast. Nope, it was a wait. Okay. Saving fast charges.
Makes sense. Gonna need those in the upcoming fights a little more than this one, I'm sure.
Yeah, and a few power bonks should realistically do the job. 9 hits for 824. I mean, 8 hits, 844. Down goes Carry 2. Only taking out one party member, and luckily it was not the one with the life charges. We'll pull that Black Mage back up.
Yeah, the Black Mage going down, not particularly surprising. Their HP pools leave a little something to be desired, usually.
Yeah, sometimes I venture, is it even worth putting any kind of gear on the Black Mage? Or just, letting the Black Mage Just
I
go.
feel the same way, right? Like a lot of times, the difference that gear is going to make might be, it's probably going to be insignificant because one good punch is going to put him down no matter what.
Oh yeah, like early game I can see it, but late game, nah, not worth. All right, so we're gonna get some invis charges on that second ninja. Putting a wall up on the white mage. Okay, that should be full invis stacks for the ninja now. Two power bonks. Kraken tried to take out that ninja. Swing and miss. 4 hits for 397.
That was a little underwhelming.
Yeah, there's 5 hits for 262. Kraken is a little harder to hit. And a little bit thicker. But
Yeah,
one
and
more
just
swing.
casting spells, dude.
Yeah, I think one more swing to do the job, though. No. We're running the fourth swing. Oh, and a cure 4. That's so
Kraken,
rude.
dude, so rude. As rude as the Kraken can be at this point for Wildham, really.
Yeah, luckily they have full evasion stacks on the ninja and the white mage, so
Yeah,
should come
if
out.
Kraken would swing, it would would be a little better to have them, but got that heal 3 to heal up this AoE damage.
All right, there goes Kraken 2 down. Okay, white shirt power bonk. Fast. And wall on the white mage. Okay. Let me make sure that white mage is protected. Ink. Ink is nice to see. It's a free turn. And do some more buffing spells. Oh, there's a nuclear.
Yeah,
11
there's
hits.
AoE damage.
345.
Yeah, this Tia a little harder to hit even than that Kraken was.
A lot of absorb, but there was a much better hit.
15 hits for 1143 will do the trick there. Time for the final showdown here.
White shirt power bonk fast and wall again on the white mage. Added protection. Just in case.
Right, yeah, you can, a lot of times, just stack up the defensive stuff at the beginning and then unleash is generally the way to go, I feel, on these.
Yep, for sure. I'm going to throw a couple extra invis stacks on the secondary ninja, the primary damage dealer. Black mage down.
Nice to have that life 2 available, bring him back up in case you need him.
Yep. That's alright. Black mage is going to go back down. And we are solo man mode now. Okay, I was trying to stop. 12 hits for 409. But I believe we have full evasion stack, so this should be smooth sailing.
Yeah, this punch is not going to connect, so.
And terminated chaos down for Wildham. GG's Wildham.
GG's giving us quite a show, showing off where everything was, and giving us a different party at the ends than everybody else. So it's nice to see. Fantastic semifinals overall, definitely a rude seed for a lot of these runners. Some very mean bosses.
Yeah, not the kindest I've seen for sure.
Yeah, good job, Fabian Hawk, our tracker tonight. Also, the seed roller giving these runners this glorious opportunity to wipe to some of these bosses repeatedly. I'm not sure we're gonna get Wildham in here for an interview.
Doesn't appear that way. So, guess we'll go ahead and move on to final thoughts. Ale, do we have any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, appreciate both of you guys popping in doing commentary. I know these races are always better, live and in the moment than Big Heat, so appreciate you guys taking your evening to do that for us. Shout out to Speed Gaming Live for putting on the little tournament, letting us be part of it. It's a lot of fun. I see Phoenix in chat, so I'll speak for him and say this was a great seed, and I anticipate the next match between himself and myself will be probably equally as entertaining, I'm sure. So
Yeah, it should be a good one to watch for sure.
Yeah, looking forward to it very much.
Any final thoughts from you, Fried Potato?
Just thanks for having me. It was excellent to see these runners, put on a show. These flags show what they can do and show kind of what the seeds can do as well, a little bit to them. I definitely look forward to more races from all of them going forward.
Yeah, for sure. I just want to say GG's to the runners. Thanks for stepping in the booth with me last minute, Fried Potato. Fabian, thanks for your amazing tracking skills for a four person layout. Not an easy task to do. Thanks Speed Gaming for putting on this tournament for us. Thank you Ale for crafting these wonderful flags. And just want to say good luck to the runners in their next matches, which should be coming up in the next few days. With that, we're gonna go ahead and sign off. Have a good night, everybody.